Hello everyone, greetings from Turkey. Welcome to the YouTube live session as part of the UTILS initiative under the SSC program. Welcome to the YouTube live session. My name is Can Remzi Ergen from UNICEF Turkey Country Office, Communication Officer. Today, I have two important guests with me. One is Nazlıcan, UTILS initiative participant, and Emira, UTILS trainer. And welcome. Today we will be engaged in discussions for 20 minutes. I'm going to give the floor to you in a moment. But before that, let me talk about this SSC program and also the Youth Tales initiative under the SSC program. SSC stands for Support for School Enrollment, and this program enables the most vulnerable children in Turkey to access formal and non-formal education programs. This program is a partnership between UNICEF, the Ministry of National Education, and ASAM, and was made possible thanks to the financial support of the European Union. And Youth Tales initiative was conducted under this SSC program. As part of the Youth Tales program, 44 Turkish and Syrian children have been trained on video making skills in 3 cities in Turkey, and they work together to create 25 short films, documentary films, to share their dreams, aspirations, anything that they wanted to attract attention to, and the problems that they wanted to change around the globe. Let us watch the short video about the initiative itself, then we can do the discussions.
Bu etkinlik beni çok bilinçlendirdi. Her gün başka bir şey öğreniyorum. Bu benim çok hoşuma gidiyor. Bu proje sayesinde Suriyeli akranlarımla ve Türk akranlarımla bir araya geldim. Bu beni çok mutlu etti. Neden? Çünkü hani Suriye'ye dair çok bir bilgim falan da yoktu. Farklı kültürlerden bir şeyler öğrenmek gerçekten çok güzel. Bir araya gelmemiz zaten bu çok daha güzel bir şey bence. Anlatmanın farklı bir şekli bence video çekmek. Hani konuşamadığı şeyleri resmen hani fotoğraflandırmak, videolaştırmak. Hani bu proje bitse bile insanları bilinçlendirmek ve farkındalık yaratmak adına daha çok video çekeceğim. Daha çok belgesel yapacağım, röportajlar yapacağım ve bunu hayata geçireceğim.
Welcome, Nazlıcan. We watched the film about the program itself. I'd like to turn to you and start with you. You worked with Esma. Esma was covered in this film that we saw just a moment ago. What was the most important thing during the program? What have you learned from this program? What was the experience that you learned, that you gained from this program? What were you happy about in this program? Have a nice evening, everyone. First of all, welcome. Let me start that way. In this project, in this program, I had the chance to experience many things, actually. I had the chance to experience being behind the scene. Being behind the scene was as important as being in front of the scene, I learned. Because, preparations behind the scene, operations behind the scene have to be perfect. Because there is this frame that you can capture just one time and you have to capture it, thanks to the nice preparations behind the scene. And doing this together with friends, working in team, doing teamwork with my friends was so nice. And I also had increased confidence in myself thanks to this program. I and my colleagues, my friends, we improved ourselves about video making skills, and I experienced those skills firsthand. Thank you very much. You're perfect, Nazlıcan. Emira, welcome. You were the trainer of the initiative. What was your experience? What do you think were the positive impacts of this program? What do you make of it? Thank you, John. First of all, I'd like to thank all the UNICEF family for giving us the chance to take part in this beautiful initiative. I have been quite delighted to take part in this initiative. Thank you very much, UNICEF family, once again. For 3 months or 4, I was together. We as trainers were together with the young people. They were learning from us, and we also learned from this experience. This was a different time, because of COVID-19. This was something that we were coming across for the first time, and we had to get ourselves oriented to the circumstances brought about by COVID-19. So this was a learning process for us all. And on top of all of these, we set out with the idea of producing films. This is why I also ask myself what the young people learned from the program. Nazlıcan put it very well, what she learned. I don't have a lot to add. When I look at the screen, I can see that Nazlıcan's screen frame is the best one, actually, compared to mine and yours, John. It means that we did something nice in that program. Thanks to her learnings in the program, Nazlıcan has the best frame today on the screen. Digital literacy, on the other hand, has been a thing. It is like an important part of your CVs, resumes today, you know. When I look at your screens and I can see Nazlıcan's screen, such a nice frame, such a nice background, etc. This was something she learned from the initiative, actually. These are important, you know, because when you go and seek jobs and apply for jobs today, potential employers, they check the social media accounts of the job seekers. They try to see the postings in the social media accounts of the job seekers. And today we also do a lot of meetings in Zoom, in digital platforms, digital environments, and we try to see whether, or employers try to see whether the job seekers are making use of the Zoom or the other platforms are popular or not. These were the technical skills obtained by the young people, how to use the camera, how to frame the camera. These were the technicalities young people learned, I believe, from this initiative. I also learned, trainers also learned. And I believe young people, they learned how to make search and research in that initiative. And they learned how to get organized themselves and how to get other people organized. And they learned about deadlines, you know. They learned how to keep the deadlines. Sometimes when we have homework, we may ask for an extension to the deadlines from our teachers, but this is not the case in the professional life. You cannot ask for extension of the deadlines. And the young people in the initiatives, they learned how to keep the deadlines, strike the deadlines. And they also learned how to make projects, how to make planning of the time, make planning of the projects and make planning of the time as well. They also learned, actually we also learned altogether how to work in groups. We learned how to meet new people and to co-produce with those new people in our lives. We learned how to communicate with them and how to be engaged in teamwork with them. And we also learned how to tell stories. You know, storytelling is important. But for us to tell a story, we need to concern ourselves with a problem, first of all. We need to be aware of a problem. We need to concern ourselves with that problem. A problem about the community that we live in, about the planet that we reside on, about the society, about our social life. We learn how to look at the things from a wider perspective. Concerning yourself with a problem, concerning yourself with an issue of the world was what was learned by us all in the initiative. And we also learned how to identify problems, issues, and also how to come up with solutions, potential solutions to the problems. You know, identifying problems may be easier than coming up with solutions against those problems, because identifying the problems is not enough. You also have to come up with solutions and express the solutions. This was what was learned by us all in the initiative. And we learned to communicate. We learned how to communicate in that initiative. And as Nazlıcan previously stated, we learned how to come together with people from different communities, different backgrounds. Host communities in Turkey lived together with the Syrian and other migrants, right? But still, we do not come together or encounter each other so much in real life. I mean, host community members and the migrants. But this project was a real environment where the host communities and the people from different cultures could come together and could do something together. They learned how to communicate with each other, how to co-produce and co-work and coexist. And in this respect, I believe this was such a nice and instrumental project. Thank you very much, Emira, for summarizing everything in a very detailed manner. So we are going to now see the film produced by Nazlıcan and her friends.
Pandemide özellikle bir günümüzü işte öğlene kadar yatıp akşama kadar da işte sosyal medyada geçirerek değil de daha çok günümüzün belirli saatlerini kişisel gelişime, ya da eğitim hayatımıza ayırarak, sonrasında da zaten işte ailemize, sosyal etkinliklere vakit ayırarak daha verimli bir şekilde geçirebiliriz. Daha pozitif bir yaşam için aslında bu kişinin bulunduğu yaşam standartlarına göre değişiyor. Genel olarak işte günümüzü nasıl daha verimli geçirebiliriz, ayrıyeten zamanımızı nasıl yönetebiliriz, işte aile ilişkilerimizde bir olumsuzluk varsa bunları nasıl olumluya çevirebiliriz şeklinde daha iyi bir hayat sürdürebiliriz.
Pandemi döneminde özellikle yabancı dilimi geliştirmek için çeşitli filmler izleyip şarkılar dinlemeye özen gösteriyorum. Kil şekillendirme sanatıyla tanıştım ve şu anda kilden küçük objeler yaparak bunu geliştiriyorum. Öncelikle küçüklüğümden beri etrafımdaki güzellikleri fotoğraflayıp resmetmeyi ve saklamayı çok severim. Bu da beni ister istemez çeşitli hobilere yönlendirdi ve pandemi döneminde zamanımı daha iyi değerlendirmemi sağladı. Öncelikle herkes gibi eve kapanmanın verdiği huzursuzluk vardı içimde. Ama sonraları kendimi geliştirmem gerektiğini anladım ve evde yapabileceğim hobiler keşfetmeye başladım.
Pandemi çeşitli açılardan değerlendirmek mümkün ama ben bu pandemi sürecinin en büyük özelliğinin artan özlem ve azalan samimiyet olduğunu düşünüyorum. Geçmişten baktığımızda biz samimi insanlardık. Yani ülkemiz ve coğrafyamız samimi duygular besleyen insanların yaşadığı bir yer. Ve pandemi sürecinin en büyük etkisi de belki bizler oldu. Ve bakıyorum geçmişe, insanlara, mekanlara ciddi anlamda bir özlem, hasret duygusu besliyoruz. Bizler kendimizi geliştirip kendimizi ülkemizin ve insanlığın geleceğine hazırlamakla mükellefiz. En büyük şey belki biraz klişe ama kitap okuyarak bunu kazanabiliriz. Ciddi anlamda bir kitap okuma kültürü kazanmamız gerekiyor. Dil öğrenmemiz gerekiyor. Dil hayata farklı dünyalardan bakma imkanı da aslında bir bakımdan sunuyor. Buradan da en büyük tavsiyemiz bu olsun. Sevdiklerimizin yüreklerine sımsıkı tutarak, sevdiklerimizle hayatı güzelleştirerek ve sevdiklerimizle güzel bir ömür geçirerek ve sevdiklerimizi asla kaybetmemek için çalışarak bir hayat sürmeliyiz.
Nazlıcan, congratulations. You could have selected any theme, but you selected the theme of COVID-19. You wanted to produce a film on COVID-19 pandemic. Why? Well, first of all, I want to say that it was fun shooting a film on the pandemic. I selected the topic of pandemic because I wanted to help people out. Be beneficial for them, do something beneficial for them, because this pandemic was something people encountered after long years, you know. There wasn't a lot of readings they could do about COVID-19 or a lot of movies they could watch about COVID-19. By shooting this movie, I wanted to show people that COVID-19 was sparing no country and everybody around the world were similar to them. And I tried to comfort the people because COVID-19 was so much challenging for the whole humanity, for all the people. I wanted to show people that they can look at the things from a brighter and wider perspective and they can turn things to their advantage. I tried to show them. Nazlıcan, let me put it that way. Let's say that you Child's initiative would continue and you would make a second movie. On what topic you would do the second movie, second documentary? If I had a chance to select another topic, I would select the theme of integrating the children into the new world. When I say new world, I talk about world with advanced technology or with water scarcity or the life on other planet maybe. But in the end, I talk about children of conflict, children of welfare, children of poverty, children of hunger or violence. These are all children of the world, you know. So if we want to achieve a new world, then we need to, we need to embrace these children who will be the future of that new world. I would ask myself the question of how we can gain children, integrate children into the new world, and I would raise awareness in this respect. And this would be the topic that I would select for my second documentary, if any. Well, let me talk to Emira. Emira, you know, there were other young people who shot documentaries in different areas, in different topics. But when we look at the entirety, what do you think could be the power of a short documentary? What can it change? Well, what a movie, a film can change? It can change a lot, you know? First of all, it can change us to start with. Listening to Nazajan, I was proud actually and happy because, as I said at the beginning, I can see that Nazajan is concerning herself with something, with certain problems or issues, and concerning herself with those issues, she also wants to raise awareness about those issues. This is how the change starts, you know. When you produce a film or a documentary, you first of all change yourself. You make research and search, and you communicate with people, you interact with people, you learn a lot. And in this initiative, this was the best part that I liked of the initiative, because, you know, normally there were, I found myself meeting some people that I wouldn't meet under normal circumstances. This was the case for the young people as well. When you have a camera at hand and then you knock the doors of the people, they will open their doors for you, for your movie, for your film. And this way you can listen to their stories. And you can enter many places which would normally not allow you in, just because you're producing a film. Because these places become the places of your movie, of your film. These places are not just becoming simple places, they become the places of our film. This is why we can easily enter those places. You know, change starts with yourself. You first of all change yourself. And secondly, you produce a movie, a documentary, if you have something to say to the people. And this film carries your signature. Signature is not only about this, about who is the director, who is the producer, whatever. The signature is also about the message or statements the director or the producer tries to transfer to the people, just maybe between the lines, forwardly or covertly. And if you can give this message through making films, and if you can touch the lives of even one single person with that message, it is a great achievement actually. Even if you can create a single question mark in the lives of the people, in the minds of the people, this is something. Thank you very much. Actually, these films were produced just during the pandemic when it was locked down. You produced the films, directed the films during the lockdown of COVID-19. At this point in time, I'd like to turn to Nazajan and ask her, what was one of the advantages and disadvantages of making films during COVID-19 quarantine? Well, it came with a lot of advantages, actually, because, you know, the topic of my documentary was COVID-19, and I shot the film in COVID-19, during COVID-19. This was the best advantage that I can mention. And, you know, it was lockdown, travel restrictions, and we learned how to make use of the technology because we could not go out to the streets. And especially during travel restrictions or other restrictions, we came up with different alternatives to going out to the streets and making interviews with the people. And people were home, they were staying home, and I wanted to comfort them by making them recommendations. Maybe this was the only disadvantage, that people could not go out. Thank you very much, Nazajan. I wish we had time to listen to you for hours and listen to your experiences for hours, but we are coming to the end of the session, live session. Emira, may I give the floor to you one last time and ask you if you have any questions for Nazajan or not? Well, first of all, thank you, Nazajan, for your efforts. I'm curious. You know, it's been some time since the end of the trainings under this initiative. Did you feel that we produced certain impact on your life thanks to this initiative? Well, at the outset, I'd like to thank you once again. Well, it's been some time since the end of the initiative, you know, but we learned a lot. Our learnings and experiences are still with us. I can practice my learnings during my daily life when I take a picture, take a short video or something. This is something. I also learned how to work in teams with people of different backgrounds and cultures, and this also increased my confidence, self-confidence. I'm still in contact with those friends from different cultures and backgrounds, and this was one of the most important gains. Nazarcan and Nira, thank you very much. We are so lucky to have you. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to thank you all and thank the audience for their participation. This was the last live session of the series, but you can see UNICEF YouTube channel and see all the other sessions. Thank you very much for the kind attention.